Yeah, so this is Felix. I thank you again for making time with me today and coming my way, allowing me to also equally come your way for us to share very, very much interesting ideas together. Now, in my previous video, I remember I spoke about instances where a relationship gets to lose the friendship, therein. A relationship gets to have the friendship in it, lost. Now, there are so many things you can actually do in a relationship to get that friendship back. Now, these are some of the things I want to share with you. Now, when you have the friendship back, what can you do or what will you have to do to ensure that that friendship is nurtured in the relationship and also made to stay in the relationship for a long time to make that relationship thrive? You know, um, one philosopher, marriage philosopher, mentioned that marriage does not take care of itself, and indeed, marriage is not human to be able to take care of itself. It takes the two of you, the husband and the wife, to make this happen. So, for the marriage to be well taken care of, the husband and the wife must come together, agree, and work on the marriage to make things actually work. Now, when your marriage is in good health, he further stressed that when your marriage is in good health, then obviously the rest of your life tends to follow suit. So both of you are going to end up expressing very sound health. Emotionally, both of you are going to be very strong. Physically, you'll feel so happy, you express a lot of happiness. Psychologically, you feel very stable. Everything about you, as far as the two of you are concerned, will remain very, very positive. So in as much as every couple wants to enjoy their marriage, ideally, it takes the two of you having agreed to make this really work. Now, for it to work, it depends on how much friends both of you are. Friendship is very pivotal in every relationship. When there is no friendship in a particular relationship, that relationship struggles. The journey embarked on by the two of you suffers along the way. So, one key component that actually makes marriage thrive in the course of time is the friendship both of you share in the marriage, right? So the five ideas I want to share with you to do with ways by which a couple or partners can nurture friendship in their marriage or relationship are these. The first one. So don't forget the little things. The little things both of you like doing together. Don't forget them. So if you love going on a walk, okay, with your spouse, it's ideal. Don't stop it. If you like shopping, going shopping with your spouse, don't stop it. Do it. If you even like taking baths with your spouse, sharing in the same bathroom, bathing at the same time, don't stop it. It is very, very basic. Those little things. If you even will have to wash the utensils in the kitchen just to help your partner feel appreciated, my dear, do it. You may consider these petty things as not very significant, but they have so much impact on a relationship. So the little things, don't stop doing them. If you have stopped doing them, wake them up in your engagement with your partner. Things will get turned around. Now, the second practice or the second idea is be in conversation every single day. Communication is very, very key in every relationship. When both of you are not regularly in conversation with each other, you keep to yourselves, you don't like to share personal sentiments with your partner, always rather talking to your friends about your personal issues as against deciding to share in those moments with your spouse is not proper, it's not appropriate. So ideally share everything and anything with your spouse. Whatever you find troubling your mind, it's actually an opportunity for you to get into a talking time with your spouse. When you find something about your spouse you think is disturbing you, call a meeting. Actually, prompt him or her that, my dear, I think we should have a discussion about this matter. I think we should have a conversation about this issue. Make time for regular conversation between the two of you. Engage with each other. This practice will make your friendship really come alive in the relationship, and as a result, to a far extent, the relationship to equally thrive. Right. The third practice is take care of the friendship. Once you have the friendship back in the relationship, take very good care of it. Now, how do you do that? So again, we all know basically that every relationship is centered on friendship. So when both of you actually, before you actually got together in the relationship journey, you were friends. You started on the base of what friendship. So in the course of time, you got to know your likes and dislikes, what each other liked, what each other disliked, and also got to know about so many things to do with each other. So once you are able to figure out or discover some of these basic things about your partner, it becomes quite necessary then to ensure what your spouse does not like, you don't do them. What he or she likes, you try to emphasize them, you reinforce them so that your that particular friendship you have is made to stand very strong and by far affect the relationship very positively. So taking care of the friendship has to do with that. Once you know the likes of your partner, enforce them. You know the dislikes of your partner, don't go into those zones. Avoid doing things that will get them easily offended. Take care of the friendship once you have it back. Now, the other thing which most partners don't prioritize or take into so much consideration is sex. Sex is very, very important in every marital relationship. The unfortunate thing is there are partners who don't take it or actually hype it, see it as so much important. So some can go for a whole month without any form of intimacy. That is really serious and can be very damaging to the friendship you have in the marriage. So ideally, ensure that as regularly as your health will permit you, sex is not sidelined in your relationship. Engage in it. Once you're married, engage in it as often as you can. The truth of the matter is sex bonds the two of you together. When you engage in it regularly, it strengthens your friendship in the relationship. Don't take sex for granted. You can do a whole lot of things. Very, very important. Now, the very last idea, which basically is equally important as the others, is as partners, ensure that you stay on the same side. There's one particular thing that cannot be avoided, as I always say, is arguments. Arguments are tendencies. In every relationship, you tend to have them, okay, because partners are not the same. We have different backgrounds from which we have been raised. We belong to backgrounds which are quite different. Our geographical areas as far as how we were raised, are also equally not the same. So these are they add up to why partners are always different in so many ways. Now, considering all of that necessarily doesn't mean you should constantly disagree with each other when it becomes necessary. When it becomes necessary that one, sides with the other, you go in that direction. When perhaps you try to talk about an issue where there's no particular resolution forthcoming in an immediate time, just agree, make things work between the two of you, take one particular decision and work it out. So being on one side, not being divided, facing opposite directions, always ensuring that you're on one side helps to make your friendship come very, very strong. And by extension, make the relationship also thrive. You know, Relationships are very important, very, very, very important. Friendship is also equally important. That is what actually ensures that relationships come so beautiful and appealing. So ensure that in as much as you want your relationship to come alive, the friendship components of it is nurtured. So these are some 5 very reliable ways you can use to ensure that the friendship in your relationship is nurtured for it to make your marital relationship also remain very stable. Right, so like the video, share it with friends, and post your comments in the comment box. I really appreciate your support for my channel, always watching my content, and ensuring that from time to time, as I post my videos, you gain easy access to them. If you have not subscribed, touch the subscribe button and then do that right away. I thank you so much, and until I come your way another time, I tell you this: Take very good care of yourself. Okay? Don't entertain negative attitude. Remain positive in every way possible. And don't ignore what is right. Do it as always as you can. And that will make you a better person than every other person may be expecting. I wish you well, as always. See you some other time.